Hey guys, I'm the Dragon's Beard and I'm back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. A little bit sore today. Been doing new flooring in my wife's office, but the clan boss is Force today, so I wanted to hop on and showcase this team that I run on my account because Force is the best affinity for it. So it's really similar to the team that I put together for Vrackle last week. We've got the Turvold, we've got two Maneaters, and we have Deacon, but the difference being, instead of Seeker, we are going to bring in Mashald. So this is the Deacon Saladeater. It was put together by IamIanK, who I will link in the description. And ever since I've seen this comp and Deacon was added to the game, I really wanted to put it together since he's a great partner for Turvold, just like you saw the last time around. And Mashald's always been one of my favorite champions. So I'm going to hop in the calculator. I'm going to show you kind of how the team works and the speeds, and then we will come back and run a key. Okay, so we're over here in the calculator. I've got everything plugged in already as far as the speeds go. Let me get out of the way here and show you kind of what's going on. So this is going to look really similar to what the Bacon Eater that I showed you last week looked like, in that you've got a bunch of champions that are doing extra turns. And we have to make sure that Maneater is not putting up the Unkillable and block debuffs until after all those double turns happen. That way they don't lose those buffs before the clan boss goes. And that's what goes on here, starting with turn 3. So we've got Turvold's double turn, then we've got Mashald's double turn, then we've got Deacon's double turn, and then Maneater puts up the buffs, and Mashald is the only one that goes after him in the turn order, and it always happens that Mashald is doing a single turn here. That way he's protected come the AoE or the stun. So this is it's a very busy comp as far as the turn order, and that's why it takes so long to run, but you know, we're auto by turn 2 again. As soon as Turvold over here does this A1, then we can kick that over on auto, and then it's going to run all 50 turns on its own. And the speeds aren't too crazy other than the Maneater. So we've got 202 coming from Deacon, which it does have a little wiggle room. I think 270 plus is what the Maneaters need to be, and I run at 272 with mine. Mashald is the one that has the tightest speed. If you drop down, I think to 218, it breaks it, and then if you go up to 223, it breaks it. So anywhere in that range is safe. Mine runs at 220. And then Turvold, he can be slow to still run at 2-1, which is it's crazy, 175 speed, and it lets him run attack boots, and it lets him run with a lot of offensive stats. The delays and stuff, nothing too crazy. I think the longest one we have is the purple Maneater here. He's got to have a 4-turn delay just to make sure that he puts up that Unkillable right before the stun on turn 2. And here's the beautiful part about it. You can kick it over to Nightmare, and it's pretty much exactly the same. Once turn 3 happens, same turn order, and also on Brutal. So when we're talking about one team that you can run across the board, this one's great because you only have one set of delays that you have to memorize. So we're going to kick back over into the game, and I will get this running and kind of show you what it's capable of. Okay, real quick before we run the key, I want to show you my champions and show you kind of how they're built. So we've got Turvold on double cruel and perception. He is at 6,500 attack. I just got 10 out of 10 on the void attack great haul, so I'm excited to take this one for a spin. Speed is 175 just like in the calculator. 75% crit rate. Again, he's got the missing 30% covered through his buffs, so anything over 70 here is fine. 279 crit damage, and then anything over like 230, 240 accuracy should be fine for Ultra Nightmare. He has no problem keeping the weaken up, and we don't have to worry about weak hits. So next up would be Mashald. And I love this champion. He's been one of my favorites ever since I pulled him. I use him to solo Minotaur and everything like that. This build works in a lot of places, but he is at 5,500 attack, a little faster, 220 speed, just like the calculator. He is crit capped and 211 crit damage. Now we do want accuracy on Mashald. Sometimes you don't want him to run it because you want to keep some extra debuff slots open, but since this is a poisonless comp, we want him to have enough accuracy so that he can strip the clan boss's increased attack on affinities, and then he can use that to not only improve his own attack, but then also his A3 hits harder whenever the clan boss doesn't have any buffs. So that's what we want to make sure happens. And then next is Deacon. So Deacon is our decreased defense. He is down here. So I've got him built in a toxic set just to take advantage of the fact that it's a poisonless team and we want to get a little bit out there as far as debuffs. 202 speed. Not really too worried about his attack. He doesn't hit super hard even with attack, so I wasn't super worried about how much we stacked up there. He's crit capped. He's got 220 crit damage, and then he's got to have the accuracy for the decreased defense. So that's the important part there. And then on the Maneaters, they are both running at the same speed. There's a little bit of range. They don't have to be the same speed, which I'll put all that in the description here so you have the speed ranges of what should work. But I've got both of mine crit capped, just under 3,000 attack here. Super fast to run at a 5-2 ratio, just like the last team. And then 168 crit damage. Accuracy doesn't matter here. And then on the second one, not too different of a build. 3k attack, same speed, crit capped, and then 186 crit damage. Accuracy doesn't matter. So those are the 5 champs. We are going to kick over and take it for a run. Alright, so we are up against Ultra Nightmare. We've got Force Clan Boss tonight, which is perfect since we've got strong hits from both Deacon and Mashald going out. The champion placement really doesn't matter aside from Deacon's aura. We don't really have to worry about hitting the debuff cap since there's no poison, and since these are my debuffers, they're going first and second anyway. So we'll kick in here. The setup, as I showed in the calc, is really quick. So we've got A2s from both of the Maneaters. And then we've got an A3 from Mashald. Decreased defense, A2 from Deacon, and then hopefully we will land the weaken from Turvold here. Yep, we got it out. Next turn, we've got the first Maneater is going to skip the Unkillable, saving it for later, and then the second one is going to use it. And 3 A1s from the next 3 champs. Turvold is going to do his A3 just to get a little bit more damage. And an A1 from Maneater, and we are pretty close to auto. So we can start using the extra turns here. So we've got Mashald, A2, A3, A2 from this Maneater, and then A3 and A2 from Deacon. And then this Maneater saving Unkillable one more turn, and then an A1 from Turvold. And at this point, on auto, they're going to do exactly what we want them to, so we can kick it over here. Setup is done. We're going to have, from here going forward, Unkillable and then a single turn from Mashald before the clan boss every single time. So damage per turn starts out a little slow, 1 million per, but once we start getting the clan boss to hit enough and they actually get the retribution procs, then that will jump up really quickly. So masteries are pretty straightforward. Everybody is in War Master, and then everybody is also in Retribution for that counterattack chance. You're going to heal up from Mashald and Deacon's Leech, so the champion should have no problem getting enough HP in order to take that 25% hit and get the counterattack. So I'm going to let this run for a little while, and then we will come back towards the end. I'm hoping that we're going to hit 100 million. I've not done triple digits with any of the other comps that I've had previously, but with the capabilities of 2-to-1 and having both debuffs and having Turvold in here, that is going to be what we are aiming for instead of just a 1 key, because 1 key is not going to be any problem. So I will see you guys towards the end, and we'll see what it is going to finish at. Okay, so turn count 44, we are about to break into triple digits. So I knew this team was going to hit 100 million. This is the first time that I've ran it. I just wanted to see with the void upgrades whether I was going to break my personal best, and it does look like I might. I think 106 is the highest that I've seen versus any of the affinities, but I have not had a chance to fight Force for a while, and Mashald doing that extra damage is the key to pushing it a little higher. So we're going to see what happens out of the last 4 turns here. The damage is definitely over 2 million per turn now, because the clan boss is hitting hard enough that it's going to proc usually on 2 or 3 champions per turn on the AoE, the Retribution Mastery. So let's see how far we can push it. There we go. We got, I think, 3 counterattacks, maybe 4 that time. Yeah, 4. So that one that really helps out in terms of the extra damage towards the end. Turvold, I didn't mention this earlier, but he always has 5 buffs when he uses his A3. That's the reason why we do it immediately after the A2 instead of the bottom half of the turn. So just a little bit of extra damage that squeezes out there if we make him use it when he has 5 buffs instead of when we have 4. So I can already see my personal best is broken, so we're just going to see if we can get into maybe the 110 range if we're super lucky on the RNG. Let's see what happens. Triple counterattack, that'll help, especially from Turvold. His A1 is doing anywhere between 150 and 250,000, so unlike Deacon, if you get an A1 and pick up an extra 30, 40,000, huge when Turvold gets it. So there's 110. And a couple more attacks here. 111.4, so I think that might actually have beaten Vreckel's best as well. We've been back and forth since he tried out the new team here. So Turvold, the greatest, 53 million damage almost from the big dude. Mashald, nothing to shake a stick at either, 21.5 almost. So when he's got the affinity buff and he's got strong hits, then he can really crank out the damage. I do want to continue improving his build. IamIanK, I've seen him put up almost 30 million in one of his teams, so that's like the golden standard that I'm trying to achieve here. Deacon, 12.7, so pretty respectable with the poison from the toxic set. And then my better Maneater is about 1 million ahead of the weaker one. But all in all, it is a monster team. Real quick, I did want to show the masteries. So pretty much straight down to War Master. Nobody has enough hits to benefit from Giant Slayer instead. And then the reason why we do Heart of Glory instead of Grim Resolve is because of the leech. It's more likely that you're going to be topped off on health than below 50% with that leech. Same reason why we have Life Drinker. And then for defense tree, it's really just retribution. That's the important part, so we get those counterattack procs as the fight progresses. So that's about the same mastery tree across the board. Alright, so that's going to be it for this one. We are going to be giving the big guy Turvold just a little bit of a break. He's been a little overutilized recently, so I've got some other clan boss stuff to show you, but it's not necessarily going to feature him. I've got Geomancer, who is to 60 booked and got his masteries done, so I'm ready to take him for a little bit of a ride in clan boss and some other content. And then I've had this weird goal of hitting 1 key with a starter champion, so that's something that's going to be coming down the pipeline soon. If you're looking forward to that, please like and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one.